Is the BLU V9 a good phone to buy? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. Follow me on Instagram at KevinBreezeTV. Please join the Kevin Breeze Tech community on Facebook to chat about budget smartphones, ask questions, and help others. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with my BLU V9 review. Now this phone was recently launched and is a Best Buy exclusive. You can only buy this at Best Buy, whether that's in store or on Best Buy's website, and I will be leaving a link in the video description to where you can check this out. Now this phone is also known as the BLU G8, and I'm not sure where that's going to be sold, whether that's only going to be an international device or if that will end up on Amazon in the US. But this device and the BLU G8, which was recently announced, are the same exact phone. This specific phone is the BLU V9, so just keep that in mind. Now you can buy this phone currently for $179.99, and that's the factory unlocked price. Now if you want to pair this up with a carrier in the Best Buy store, then you can actually get a discount on the phone and you can get it for $129.99. The phone's still going to be unlocked, but the only difference is that when you buy this phone, you'll be buying a plan with it. So if you want to save some money on the actual phone itself, then you can go that route. But if you already have an active SIM card, then you can literally just put that SIM card into this phone and you're good to go. Now, this device works with GSM carriers. So in the US, this is going to work with AT&T, T-Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile, Cricket, and Straight Talk. And it's going to work with other smaller GSM carriers as well. But if you're a Verizon customer, you might be able to get some compatibility with it, but in areas where there's less bands out there, like in rural areas, the phone will not work very well. So for the most part, if you're a Verizon customer, I would recommend going with something else. Now, if you use Sprint or Boost Mobile, then definitely stay away from the BLU V9 because those carriers will not work at all with the phone. So let me know in the comments below what carrier you use, as I'm really interested to know. Now this phone features a 6.3-inch display coming in at 720p with a 19:9 aspect ratio. So it's not 1080p. However, the display itself looks really good. It has a very crisp look to it with really nice colors, and it does get decently bright. So overall, I like the display, and I don't even mind that much that it's not 1080p just because of how good it does look. And I think for a lot of people, if you were to put this side by side by a 1080p budget phone, I don't think they would even be able to notice that this is 720p just because of how good it does look. Now up top here, we do have a teardrop notch, which is a very popular design in 2019. This is the same design that's found with the Samsung Galaxy A20 and the other A series phones that have come out recently from Samsung. This design is also very popular with Xiaomi and Umidigi, which are two Chinese brands. And there's other OEMs out there that have used this design as well, but it's been really popular in 2019. Now this phone is also very similar in design and features to the BLU G9, which I actually did a comparison video of this to that. So check that out after you're done with this video. But overall, I really like the design of this phone. We do have a decently large size chin on the bottom, but it's not too bad. And it's just a design compromise that you have to have at this price range. But I do like the look and feel of the phone. It's nice and light, it feels good in the hand. And that 19:9 aspect ratio display is another great bonus with this phone. So by having that 19:9 aspect ratio, it makes the phone a little bit thinner, like skinnier, and taller, which makes it great for browsing the web, going on social media, whether that's Instagram or Facebook or whatever, Twitter maybe. And it makes it good for watching video as well, because nowadays video is getting wider and wider. So if you watch YouTube or Netflix, this is going to be a great phone for that. Another nice thing is that, like I mentioned before, the phone has very good colors, so it's going to make it great for watching video content. Now up top here we have a 13 megapixel front-facing camera, and later on in the video I'm going to show you some photo and video samples from that camera. But overall, I've been very pleased with the quality. I guess I'll just pull it up right now. But it is a very good front-facing camera. It actually kind of has like a wide-angle effect to it in a way. So you're going to have no problem fitting in you and all your friends into your selfies, and those selfies are going to be very clear as well. So BLU did a good job with optimizing that front-facing camera. Now this phone features 64 gigabytes of internal storage, And if that's not enough for you, then this also features micro SD card expansion. So you can put your micro SD card in and expand the storage, but still, having a lot of internal storage has a lot of benefits to it, and it definitely is not the same adding extra storage. Of course, it's nice having that in addition to the 64 gigs, but having 64 gigabytes of pure internal storage is really awesome as well. Another thing I'll do right now is pull up the actual storage here of the phone so that you can get a good idea of how much free storage you have. So here we go. Now, we actually only have 17% used, and I've installed a few apps on here. I've already gone out and taken some test photos and videos. So I've loaded a decent amount of content on the phone already, but we're only using 17% of that. So we're using 11.12 gigs of 64, and you can even free up space by doing different optimizations as well. But it's nice to see that there's not a lot of bloatware, there's not a lot of junk taking up space in the phone. And that's kind of the general trend with this device. Of course, I've added a few apps like Temple Run and CPU X, but it doesn't really come with any bloatware. The only bloatware that I could really think of is Opera, which is a web browser, but that's about it. Otherwise, you're getting a very stock Android experience with Android 9 Pie. Now, this device does not have wireless charging, but that's expected in this price range. But we do have a fingerprint sensor on the back, and it's placed in a very convenient location and works very well. It's nice and quick, so no issues at all with that fingerprint sensor. So BLU did a great job designing that whole form factor. Now, also on the back side of the phone, we have the camera module. And this device features dual cameras. So we have a 13 megapixel main camera and a 2 megapixel secondary camera. And the secondary camera is a depth sensing camera, which assists with the portrait mode so that you can take photos with this phone in portrait mode. In addition to that, you get portrait mode with the front facing camera too. So that's really cool. I took quite a few photos with that front facing portrait mode, but you can do portrait mode on the front and back. So it's very similar to portrait mode on the iPhone or on other devices such as the Galaxy S10 or LG G8, but it does work decently well. And what's cool about the portrait mode in this phone too is that you can actually use it with non-human things. So you can use it with plants, and I suppose if you have a pet, you could also take a photo using portrait mode of your pet, assuming your pet actually stays still. Now, this device features 3 gigabytes of RAM, and the processor here, now this is kind of interesting. I had to actually get this CPU X app to figure out what processor is in the phone, because on the back side of the box, they don't even tell you what processor comes with it. All it says is that you get a powerful octa-core 1.6 gigahertz processor at 64 bits, which is cool and all, but I didn't know what actual processor was in this. So I got this app, and you can just go to the CPU and it'll tell you what's in it. And it has a Unisoc SC9863A processor. I've never even heard of Unisoc before I got this phone, and I had to look it up and do a little bit of research. Now, maybe I'm just uninformed, but I've bought a bunch of budget phones over the last year, and I've not had a single phone with a Unisoc processor. I've had processors from Qualcomm and MediaTek, but nothing from Unisoc. So I did some research, looked into it, and it looks like it is another company that makes processors. And overall, the performance with this processor hasn't been too bad at all. I did an Antutu benchmark, and I actually compared it to the BLU G9, and I have that whole video. It's already on my channel, so you can check that out if you want. But I did a comparison of this phone and the BLU G9, and the G9 has the MediaTek Helio P22, which is a good processor on its own, but this phone was a little bit slower than the G9 as far as the benchmark goes, but not by much. I mean, for the most part, this and the G9 have very similar performance despite them having different processors and a different amount of RAM. So my point is that even though Unisoc is not a household name, you're still going to be getting good performance with it, and I think overall, you're going to be happy with the Unisoc processor. And I certainly am. I was able to do pretty much everything on this phone, and I didn't have too many problems at all. I mean, I really had no problems, actually. Now, the phone features video recording at 1080p at 30 frames per second. We have a 4,000 milliamp hour internal battery here. So that's a larger battery than what you get with the iPhone XS and XS Max. So, of course, every device manages the battery usage and power in different ways, but with this phone, you are going to be getting good battery life. So that's very refreshing and awesome. The software on the device is Android 9 Pie, which is, of course, the latest version of Android. I already talked about that a little bit, but we get a stock version of Android here with very good optimization and overall good performance. And the best thing too is that the camera is very well optimized. Again, later on in the video, you'll see a photo and video test with that camera. That's kind of a rare thing because a lot of these budget smartphone makers don't spend a lot of quality time coding their cameras to work well. And BLU actually did a good job with that. So this is a good phone to take on vacation, to take pictures of your family or whatever. And you can save those memories and they'll look pretty good, especially for this price. Of course, you're not getting the kind of camera performance that you'd be getting with a flagship smartphone, but you're not paying nearly the price for this phone, so it makes sense. Now that we've gone over the specifications of the phone, let's talk about the hardware a little bit more. So we already talked about the front quite a bit, so I'm not really going to go over that again, but we have a 720p display at 6.3 inches, 19:9 aspect ratio, and that notch on the top. Now on the left side here, we just have the slot for the micro SD card and SIM card. On the right side, we have the power button and we have the volume rock. Very good placement there as well. On the top of the phone, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the bottom, we have a microphone. We have the micro USB port for charging and data transfer, and we have the speaker. So this does have micro USB, and I'm not a big fan of micro USB because it's old and outdated. But I'm sure many of you, including myself, have a lot of micro USB cables lying around, so at least you'll still have plenty of cables to use with the phone. But I would have really wished it had USB-C. I can't imagine it even cost BLU that much more to include USB-C, probably like $5 at the most, and I really doubt it would even be that much. So I wish this had USB-C, that would have been really cool, but it doesn't, so you'll have to live with micro USB. Again, I don't think it's a deal breaker with this phone, but USB-C would have been great. Taking a look at the back side of the phone, I already went over the camera module here, but we have a flash with that. We have the fingerprint sensor and we have the BLU logos. So this is the black color of the phone and it's only available in black, at least at the moment. So I think it looks nice and stylish. Of course, the back does absorb a lot of fingerprints, so that's something that you will have to live with. But in a second here, I'm going to show you everything that comes included in the box, in case you were wondering, and one of those things is a case. So by putting the case on, you're not really going to get the back dirty anyway. So here is the box for the phone. Looks really cool, kind of a new, unique design. Now, BLU always has different designs in their different boxes that look really good. So this is keeping up with that trend, but I'll show you all the accessories that are included. So we get a bunch of goodies included in the box. We have a wall adapter, of course, with the BLU branding on it. We have headphones that are BLU branded headphones. Now, these headphones also have a little volume control here as well. You can play and pause. These headphones also have a play pause button on here as well and a mic, so you can take calls with the headphones. We have a cord here for the micro USB charging, so a micro USB cable. We have two different screen protectors, so we have a tempered glass screen protector included. We also have a plastic screen protector. Not sure why they have both, but I suppose if you break one or this gets old, you can always put on plastic, so you have two different screen protectors in case you need them. We have a cleaning cloth here. We have a BLU sticker. This is a unique looking sticker for sure. We have a clear plastic TPU case. Nothing special about the case, but again, great that they include it in the box. A nice little freebie here. You can always go out and get a more advanced, more protective case if you want to, but at least you have kind of the bare essentials included in the box. And we have this SIM card removal tool, which is important if you want to swap your SIM card or add a SIM card to the phone, which you'll want to if you want to get cell service with it. Now, if you lose this, or if you need a second SIM card removal tool for some reason, you can actually use a paper clip and it will do the same exact thing. So if you didn't know that, then there you go. Protector with a little cleaning cloth. So a lot of different accessories included in the box. This is pretty standard with BLU products. We usually get these. So the speakers are really good on the phone. It's great for watching video content, as you probably saw there. So I highly recommend it if you're really big into YouTube. Of course, you are limited at 720p videos on here because this phone only is 720p. But overall, it does a great job at playing videos with nice, loud audio from those speakers. So of course, the speakers aren't going to be as good as a flagship, but no one's expecting this to be as good of a flagship, that's for sure. Now, same thing for Temple Run. kind of a basic game here that a lot of people test with their different phones, but the game runs really well. Try this out right now. So good performance here. The phone's going to be good for most basic gaming. You can play PUBG on here to an extent, but it's good for Candy Crush, all those other games. So any basic games that don't require like too much GPU usage will be fine with the phone. Now, if you are big into Instagram, which I know many of you are, and if you haven't followed me yet, follow me at Kevin Breeze TV. I couldn't get Kevin Breeze because it was already taken, but Kevin Breeze TV. Instagram works really well in here. So you're going to get good Instagram performance, nice and smooth scrolling here. So overall, it's great for watching your stories, checking out to see what your friends are up to, all that good stuff. So definitely a big fan of Instagram on this phone. You can swipe over, you can, well, I haven't done it yet, but you can take photos and record different videos. So I'll do that right now. Hey everyone, this is Kevin here. I'm doing a test video recording with Instagram on the BLU V9. Kevin here. I'm doing a test video recording with Instagram on the BLU V9. And as you saw there, microphone quality is great as well. It's nice and clear, sounds good. So it doesn't sound like you're talking to a potato when you're trying to film your videos, whether that's for Instagram or anywhere else. So overall, I really like this phone for social media, browsing the web. It works really well for that. And let's now talk about the photo and video quality with the device. So for the price of the device, I'm very happy with the photos I was able to take with it. Photos look nice and crisp and clear. Of course, you're not going to win any photography awards with it, but it definitely gets the job done. And it takes photos that are good enough that you can post them on Instagram, especially with portrait mode. You know, you can take photos of you and your friends and they'll look nice and good. So the phone is great for taking pictures overall. I am happy with it. Same thing for videos, and I'll show you some video samples in a little bit. But another thing I really like about the phone too is that it features autofocus in video mode, and that's something that you don't typically see all the time with budget phones. So it has really good close-up focus, and it's quick to focus too, so you'll be able to get a lot of details close up. And yeah, overall, I really like the camera quality from this phone. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here coming at you with a 1080p test video from the BLU V9 smartphone. Definitely let me know what you think of the video quality. We'll try to do a close-up here. And it looks like we do have autofocus in video mode, which is really cool. I'm over here in a local park. We'll do a close-up on this tree bark. And it's kind of slow to focus, it looks like, but it does eventually autofocus. But let me know what you think of the quality. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here coming at you with a front-facing test video from the BLU V9. Let me know what you think of the quality. Usually BLU does a pretty good job with the cameras, especially on their smartphones in the mid $100 range. So let me know what you think. But let me know what you think of the photo and video quality from the device. So overall, do I recommend the BLU V9? As it is, standing on its own, I think this is a very good device. I am very happy with it. However, this is a very competitive segment, and there's a lot of very good devices for the $179.99 price range. For example, the BLU G9, which is this device's bigger brother. That's the same exact price. You know, the BLU G9 is a better phone, and it's the same price, but you can buy it at Amazon. I think it's a better value. I think it's more worth it than buying the BLU V9. Of course, if you really want the BLU V9 and you go for this phone, then I think you'll be perfectly happy with it. My point is that you can probably go and you get different devices for the same price and you'll have a better experience overall. Another phone that's really good, that's kind of the same price, is the Galaxy A20 from Samsung. That's a great phone as well, and it's almost a little bit cheaper. I believe right now on Amazon you can get a factory unlocked Galaxy A20 for $169.99, and that has a wide angle camera on it. It definitely takes better photos and videos. So in that sense, I think there's better options out there. But at the same time, the BLU V9 is a very good device too. So if you really want to get the BLU V9, I think you'll be happy with it. I don't think you'll regret your purchase one bit. But if you're willing to shop around and explore other options, then I definitely think there are other options out there. But let me know what you think of the phone overall, as I really want to know, and if you're looking to buy it, take a look at the link in the video description. Of course, this is a Best Buy exclusive. You might be able to find it on eBay as well if you don't want to buy from Best Buy, but I like Best Buy and you get free shipping, so there's a lot of benefits with shopping at Best Buy. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and let me know overall what you think of the phone. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at KevinBreezeTV, and I'll see you in the next video.